Pokemon.
That's our intro.
Pokemon. Pikachu does the thing.
My teapot is now empty.
Welcome to episode 2 of DEXperience Pokemon Emergency.
Yeah.
How are we all doing today?
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
Great.
Oliver just turned 20.
Yeah.
I did. Oh, I did. I'm 20 now.
Happy
Congratulations.
birthday
to
to you.
you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Oliver.
Oliver.
Y'all a
Happy
bunch of
birthday
cuties.
to you. Yeah.
Doing.
Thanks, guys.
Doing.
That was cute.
Singing
That was
over.
impromptu.
There's lots of lag, but it was good though.
Yeah, Harry was like, I thought Harry was almost doing it on purpose. That's what the lag was like.
Thanks, guys.
Wholesome.
Yeah, I'm 20 now.
Okay.
You still
so-
can't drink in America,
No.
so I
Damn.
hope you
I
haven't
mean,
been drinking.
I only just can, as in like from like 2 months.
Well, we're not in America, so
Man, you're all so young.
There actually
good to
were,
go.
there were talks not so long ago
Yeah.
of increasing it to 21.
oh wow.
No, to 20, wasn't it?
Ah, to 20.
All right, first topic of conversation.
Anyway, we should talk about Pokemon. About the legal drinking age in New Zealand.
Okay, guys. So actually, I got a challenge for all of you.
Ooh.
If you look at the message I sent in the group chat, I told you not to look at.
Okay.
There
Can we
are
look at it
3
now?
pictures.
Yeah.
3 pictures.
Right.
Dennis, I can just show you on my phone if you want to bring.
Can we show the pictures?
So, I'll put him up on the.
Can you see this?
I'll put him in
Lower
that
your
little bottom
brightness.
corner. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, put it in the video.
So
Oh my
the,
God.
the challenge is to guess who I drew.
I'm down.
I have an idea.
Ivysaur.
Yeah, that's Ivysaur.
Yeah,
did,
that's
did you
what I
guys all
thought.
get that?
Machamp.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, wait,
Ivysaur.
yeah,
other
we'll
one?
bring it up.
What's the other one?
Wait,
Oh my
did you
God.
draw these, Logan?
Yeah, I drew these last
Logan,
night.
did you draw these? That's
That's a
Machamp.
Machamp.
Machamp. Yeah.
And lastly, there you go.
It's the Zapdos.
That's
That's a Zapdos.
There you go. Yes, come on.
Well done.
I'll upload these to our Facebook as well, so that
Wow.
Yes.
People
We can
make
all
sure to
take
play
it.
at home, you know?
Yeah. Maybe we should put them on the Instagram or something.
yeah. Have you guys seen the Goofy
Yeah.
movie?
No.
No.
If you have seen it, it looks like the rock star that the Goofy's son is really Max is really into.
Oh, you mean at the beginning?
okay.
Yeah,
where
yeah,
he's
like
a
the
pop
because
star?
like the hairdos, like that one.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of like a Rorschach painting. You know, like it can be.
I wish all the
like
birds from the Power of One looked like that Zapdos. That would have been amazing.
I was gonna.
If you're an audio listener, definitely check out the video
I was
or the Instagram to
I-
see what we're referring to.
I was gonna try really hard. I'm not gonna lie. I did start
Obviously,
trying.
you did try.
I started trying really hard with Ivysaur. So I was actually doing the coloring in last night, and then
Wow.
and then I was like doing Machamp as grey, and then someone told me he's blue. Is Machamp blue?
Well, he is kind of grey.
No,
I feel like
Machamp
he's
is grey.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
good. I was right.
Yeah. Who said he was
Yeah.
blue?
April.
No.
Alright, so he's
No.
great.
April. If you're listening, April, that's wrong.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
That's good to know. That validates.
Get up on out of here. Maybe she was playing with you for your colorblindness. Like,
Yeah.
do you see grey as blue? I don't know.
Mm.
Okay, so guys, let's jump into Pokemon Episode 2. So, quick recap. So, the episode starts with Ash running towards Viridian City because he has a collapsed Pikachu in his arms from the Great
A
Spearow.
dying Pikachu.
Yeah, from the Great
Great
Spearow
Spearow
attack
encounter.
of 1998.
Yes. Wow.
Oh, you tried.
So many deaths.
2000.
Just
Yeah, how many?
complete
Did the
slaughter.
Spearow probably died, actually.
Well, no, Ho-Oh probably revived them as
Yeah.
well,
It
right?
probably
I mean,
looks-
we don't see him afterwards. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they could
I
just
say
be.
in the
if you-
canon they're dead.
If you're traveling up to the path of Viridian City, there's just like a mass grave of.
Oh my god.
Spearow.
Maybe,
Just
maybe much like Ash, all them Spearows are in comas and having their own Pokemon journey
Oh my god.
as well.
The Spearows catch like little humans.
So anyway,
That's what
Ash-
Peter would love.
Ash arrives at Viridian City and he encounters a character that we're gonna see a lot of, Officer Jenny.
I love Officer Jenny.
I
Gosh.
hated her.
Does
You
she-
hated her?
Does she come back?
She's
Yes, she does.
She's a bit aggressive.
She is aggressive. She's just doing her job. You
Yeah.
know.
if she was in charge, if she was like law enforcement in my town, I would not feel safe.
I'd be
at
worried.
all. She didn't care. She didn't care about that Pikachu. She was just like, "How do I know?
And like
You're not a
didn't
thief."
steal it.
As there's a dead Pikachu.
and she
just
sees
in Ash's
she
arms.
sees the Pokédex in Ash's pocket and doesn't even ask.
No.
Just
She
like
just takes it.
takes
Yeah. She
it
needs
and
a
is like-
warrant.
and she's like, "Here it is." Oh, and I found out that the Pokédex has a name.
Yeah.
It's called Dexter.
Oh.
Dexter. Yeah.
Are they all called Dexter, or is
No.
just Ash's one called
No.
Dexter?
I think only that
Whoa.
specific Pokedex is called Dexter.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that it seems it's weird because the Pokedexes they seem to like lose functionality as time goes on. Like this Dexter seems to have a personality.
Wait, does Ash have more than one
Mhm.
Pokédex as he goes on?
So with each generation, they change with a new Pokedex, of course, to accommodate the new Pokemon.
Oh, and does it change
Yeah.
like the voice?
Yeah, the voice
I-
changes.
Oh,
as
that's
well.
a shame. I like Dex. Oh,
I mean, you get that one for quite a while.
Dexter.
That
Dexter.
I mean, even the difference between episode 1 and episode 2 as well. Like Dexter talks a lot in episode 1,
Yeah, he just keeps
and
going.
then but he can't stop. And then by episode 2, since Ash is more accommodated with Misty now, like Dexter kind of loses his more companionship kind of
Mhm.
role for Ash.
I used to think Dexter, like the Pokedex, was so cool.
Did they have toys that talk to you?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
I
dude.
so wanted
I'm
one
sure
of
they
those
did,
when I
yeah.
was younger.
That's cool.
Yeah, man.
I really wanted
Mhm.
like, but like once you actually got them, they were just like very rudimentary. Like
Yeah.
they were like
Mhm.
gray screen, and you like put in the number of the Pokedex of the Pokemon,
Mhm.
and then you'd hear like the cry and like a little like sprite
Wow.
picture of it, and like it was just
It's
like
kind of cool. That's pretty cool.
I guess it's like just a cool
Accurate.
toy. Oh, my
For
gosh.
back in the old days.
I
Yeah.
can remember
Back
having
in-
one, and in primary school, I would see like birds and stuff in my school, and I would whip out my little Pokedex and pretend it's a Pidgey, and be like, "Hey, it's a Pidgey over there."
Awesome.
And man,
That's cute.
safe to say, I was not the coolest kid in school, but boy, did I enjoy myself.
I would have been your friend.
Thanks, man.
Oh my god! In the playground,
Oh, here we
used
go.
to- what?
Nothing.
You feel like you're on the playground. Like we used to LARP Pokemon.
LARP.
Oh, live action
Live action
roleplay.
role
You'd be
play.
like,
Yeah.
that's essentially what we'd do. We'd be like, we'd each be Pokemon, and be like, I'd be like on the playground, I'd be like Mewtwo and be like psychic, and then be like,
Oh, wow.
I used to do that.
You wouldn't
with
be,
st-
you
guys
wouldn't be
were the
Pidgeot?
coolest.
Would
yeah,
that
I'd be
your
like
favorite
wing
Pokemon?
attack.
We used to do that with like Star Wars characters.
Oh,
At
yeah.
school was popular.
Yeah.
Star
That's a
Wars.
bit cool.
Sometimes we'd have crossovers like with Pokemon and like Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I'm-
so,
I'm-
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah.
Our crossover game we used to call Mix Up. Yeah, and you had to pick one character and they couldn't be too OP. It was a discussion before we got into the game.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Who was
we
your
were
go-to,
we were
Logan?
Smash Brothering before it was cool.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
What's
Who was
Smash
your
Brothers?
go-to character, Logan?
I would always go Luke Skywalker because I was really into
Ah.
Luke Skywalker.
And he's not too OP?
No, he can just force jump and use the Force, Harry.
Can I just say that my go-to is Gardevoir.
I don't know who who is that? Is he a
I'm
Pokemon?
not surprised by
It's
that,
a
to be honest.
very feminine-looking Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gardevoir is awesome. It's a Gen 3 Pokemon that has like psychic abilities and wears a dress. Very
Okay.
cool.
Gardevoir is amazing, and when I got the fairy type, oh, even better.
That was very cool.
Even
Gardevoir's a very good Pokemon.
Okay.
Anyway,
so,
but that's Generation
Anyway.
6, not Generation 1.
Yeah.
so we're
Episode two.
we're
So
in
then-
Viridian City.
Misty's chasing.
yeah.
We see throughout the whole of this episode and many future episodes, Misty is chasing. She's like holding
Holding
the
her
rusty
bike.
bike.
Holding.
Not
on her
rough. It
back.
was like crisp.
Yeah,
It's dead.
Absolutely destroyed by it.
that's like a stage of denial right there.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're running around, and we hear like a voiceover saying to look out because there's Pokemon thieves in
Ooh.
Viridian City, and we haven't met them yet.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, so that's why she thinks Ash is a bad guy, because he's just holding a Pikachu instead of the
Yeah.
Pikachu being in a
Mm.
ball. And then, yeah, so this is the craziest part. Ash tells him that they need to get to a Poke Center, and instead of like just driving nicely or directing him to there, she does like a high speed like rush, like probably risking both their lives and the Pikachu's life further to the Pokemon Center, and then instead of parking outside,
Yeah.
crashes and like drives through into the Pokemon Center
Yeah.
on a
And
motorcycle.
It's and like
There
just
could have
skids
been
across-
people in the way.
Is that like a reference to Akira? Do you think? Because in the like really well renowned anime Akira, there's like this scene where the guy like is on a motorcycle and he like skids against the road and stuff, and it's like that kind of shot is emulated in a lot of things as references to it.
Well, it could be. It could be like a
Maybe,
homage.
but is that appropriate to reference? You know,
Yeah, I mean, it's like a cool thing.
It's like
if there's potential for her to like injure
Yeah.
people
yeah.
in the children's.
Well, luckily the
animated
Pokemon
show.
Center was empty, so it's fine.
yeah,
Lucky.
no
Yeah.
harm done.
Yeah, well, it is quite late at night.
Yeah. Has Team Rocket shown up yet?
Yeah,
Nah.
so to dial back a bit, just before all that crazy, wacky police chase-esque drive to the Pokemon Center, we see a poster of suspicious-looking characters, one with long pink hair and the other one with the blue hair with a rose in his mouth.
Mm.
And then on that poster, we see a little fish hook drop down and pick up that poster, which then reveals to be a giant Meowth hot air balloon.
Mm.
Yeah.
And riding that hot air balloon is the fabulous Team Rocket.
Can I
Fabulous
say
Team Rocket.
iconic?
Mhm.
Definitely.
Yes.
So iconic.
They really are.
My
They
hands
actually
down,
are,
my
yeah.
favorite characters in the entire Pokemon series are Jesse James and Meowth.
Yeah. They're just
And
so
this
much
first
more
introduction,
interesting.
you kind of forget how serious they were meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they-
that was so surprising to me. They're so menacing in this episode, and like you don't really see them kind of turn into comedic relief characters until
especially Meowth.
like a few episodes down.
Yes.
Meowth is
a
like
full-on New York mobster.
yeah, like
like
he's
New Jersey.
he's like
He's,
ruthless.
intense.
And it's so weird hearing their voices now before they've kind of like gotten into the
Yes.
groove of their characters
Yes.
as well. And can I just like give a shout out to Maddie Blaustein, who is the voice of Meowth, who is like does so well, especially because like
Mhm.
a funny story. Maddie Blaustein, I think had not transitioned yet at this point, and so like, what they had like an interview, and they were like, well, the good thing about transitioning is that I can do male characters and female characters now, which I just thought was really cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I would
Um,
also, if we're giving shout-outs to voice actors, I want to shout out Eric Stewart,
Yeah.
who voiced James, sorry,
Mhm.
and also voices Brock later in the anime, but also, which I
Oh.
realized in the rewatch, was that he's the same, he also voices good old Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Oh my
Yeah.
god, really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know that. I guess they do sound
That's
quite a
cool.
bit
Because I've been, along with watching Pokemon, I've been rewatching the original Yu-Gi-Oh! In my time in isolation.
Mhm.
And instantly when, which we'll discuss in future episodes, when Brock shows up, I was like, damn, that's Kaiba. And then I checked and realized that he also voices James, which
Oh
kind
my
of blew my
God.
mind, because James
cool.
and Brock is such different voices. It's fantastic.
That is. That's awesome.
Yeah, so
But the shot of Team Rocket on that Meowth hot air balloon will forever be iconic.
well that
so good.
the air balloon comes back, That's like their main mode of transport.
That's
Yeah, it's
their
pretty
mantra.
iconic.
That's their main port of transport.
Yeah. Actually,
Yep.
and the biggest thing about Meowth is he talks.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
You won't find
Yeah.
out why.
Haven't
until a
even
bit
mentioned.
later
Yeah,
on.
he talks. Yeah.
I never like I didn't know if that's ever explained. I think it is eventually.
It is.
Yeah.
There is explained.
But like I've never heard.
I don't remember what season it is, but I know it's not this one. But it's very later on.
Yeah,
But
it's
it's
when
an amazing episode.
they like go to Hollywood or something, don't they?
Yeah, it's very intriguing.
What?
He has a thing for a
Excuse me,
female
what?
Meowth,
Yeah.
and to impress
go to
the female
Hollywood?
Meowth, he learns how to speak English.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's like
Okay, well, we can
Yeah.
cover that later.
You know,
with that
and
shows
another
up.
thing I thought was interesting was when Ash says, "Please, Pikachu needs help. Please help it." So they obviously haven't really decided on gender at this point because in the original gens
Oh.
they didn't have gender for
They-
Pokemon
yeah.
besides
True,
Nidoran.
Pokemon did an A.
So
yeah.
like it was quite vague whether if Pikachu was male or female or neither. So they referred to
that's interesting.
Pikachu as it throughout most of
Oh,
this.
Another
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
fun facts about we're going fun facts about Pikachu. I always forget this. I think I was told this sometime last year when Shield came out, or maybe when I was replaying Let's Go. That Pikachu's a rat or a mouse,
Yeah.
isn't he?
Yeah, it's a mouse
Yeah.
Pokemon.
Electric mouse Pokemon.
I thought he was a. If I had to guess, I'd say rabbit. Is what I would say.
Oh yeah.
Is Pikachu's more?
I guess
Yeah.
it's like because the ears are more narrow. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
can
he's
see
got
that.
like a slightly more kind of zany tail, like a rabbit.
Pikachu's
Oh,
a
rabbits have
Pikachu,
the-
you know? Why has it got to be an animal?
Well, I mean,
It's
because
based
all
off
of the
of
other
an animal.
Pokemon are
Yeah.
animals.
Yeah, I know.
But it's really interesting because they kind of play around with Pikachu's dimensions a bit more. I think it's in another episode, like one of the other episodes that we watched. But like you see Pikachu up on its hind legs and it's like super narrow, like squashed,
Yeah.
and it just
Mhm.
looks so weird. Like it's like kind of like what a mouse would do if it's not on its hind legs.
Well, it's all hand drawn as well.
But
isn't it?
yeah.
So like, I guess like
Yeah.
it'd be hard to.
They
like-
don't because they don't do that anymore with like Pikachu as well. It's like it's stuck in its shape, you know. It just
Yeah.
walks.
Mm-hmm.
And Pikachu now is super skinny as well. The
Yeah.
evolution of Pikachu's body is insane.
Yeah, I miss Fat Pikachu. Like
Yeah, Fat
like-
Pikachu was
Yeah,
cute,
like
man.
chunky Pikachu.
Yeah.
Chunky.
yeah.
So
Oh, yeah, he's chonk.
And another note that I had was Chansey sounding like a robot. This is the most robotic Chansey we've.
who's
um,
Chansey?
The Pokemon
The
that
Pokemon.
Chansey's a Pokemon
The
that helps Nurse
thicky-
Joy.
Oh, the
big,
nurse
thicky,
Pokemon.
pink
Yeah,
thing.
the pink
Yeah.
one, the pink
The
one.
Yeah.
thick.
And the what is it?
Damn.
It just goes Chansey.
Yeah,
It's because later on they're more like Chansey. You know, like it's a bit more high pitched.
yeah, Nurse Joy. We meet
Yeah,
Nurse
I'm
Joy
glad
as
you
well.
know the evolution of the Chansey
Oh,
pitch tones.
what do you-
yes.
Oliver, Logan,
Very good
Yeah.
detail.
what do you think about how they're like Nurse Joy and Officer Jenny are like identical?
Are they?
The way
What?
the way they talk to each other as well is really like it's not how people talk to each
Nah,
other.
Nurse-
They sound like children or something.
like,
Like,
Nurse-
it's really weird.
Nurse Joy's real. Like Nurse Joy is like real, like kind of like aggressive. I think
She
Isn't
was very, very condescending towards Officer Jenny
Ash.
in a
And
sense.
Yeah,
Ash.
she's
Yeah.
like, get on out
Yeah.
of here.
Also, Ash is like a 10-year-old who's brought in his dying pet, and Nurse Joy is like, "What do you think you were doing?"
I mean, if you were like a doctor or a vet and you brought in like your son or your dog and it was like in that state, you'd be like, "What have you been up to?"
I suppose. Yeah.
Your son or your dog?
Well,
I'm just-
what we
What
see is
was
that Nurse Joy
example?
like tells him, Nurse Joy tells him that you shouldn't push your Pokemon past beyond a certain point.
Mm.
And in a later episode, we will also discuss again. We see that Ash actually learns that lesson
Oh,
and,
does.
and
Yeah.
stops the fight. So it's some good character development for Ash, which is needed.
absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
He learns a lot
Thanks
actually
to-
in these first like 5 episodes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
yeah.
It's,
So
he's a
he
really good character.
So, Nurse Joy takes Pikachu and Ash's other Pokemon, I think.
He doesn't have any
uh,
Pokemon at that time.
Yeah,
it's
he just
Oh,
has
yeah.
Pikachu
So,
He-
she takes Pikachu and Ash is kind of just like
waiting around.
he just
feels
broods.
bad. He, like-
yeah.
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 He
He,
calls-
genuinely feels quite
And
bad.
he calls his mum.
Oh, that's right. And
Mhm.
yeah, he calls his
And
mom.
mum's like in a face mask.
Also, is that normal for like your parents to have like a huge fascination with your underwear? Is that
I mean, like when I first left home, like my mum would be like, "Oh, have you done your washing?" And like my mum would make sure
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
being clean.
Oh
clean.
yeah.
And I mean, this is a 10-year-old. Like,
Oh,
I don't know
guess,
how
yeah.
you guys were at 10, but I would wear the same shirt like 4 days in a row. You know.
I
Yeah.
still
So-
wear the same shirt. Like, 4
Yeah.
days.
Stinky, stinky. Ooh.
But
You gotta put that in your kid's mind, man. Wash
Yeah.
your own.
yeah, it's like
underwear.
when you go to camp, like in primary school, your mum will be like, "Oh, man, you know, make sure."
Yeah.
Get
So.
changed.
Yeah, I don't think it's weird.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Actually, but we also hear a mention of Ash's dad.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Father, right.
Yeah,
I
that-
think that's like one of the few references. We never find out what happened with Ash's dad.
Oh, really? We know he was a Pokemon trainer.
Yeah. People,
Mhm.
like,
There
their
isn't
theories.
much about him.
So we don't know where he
People-
is.
Don't people theorize that, like, Ash's dad is, like, Professor Oak or something?
Yeah, I've heard that theory a lot.
Oh, interesting. So, like,
Yeah, but there's no like proof behind it
Not at
though.
all.
so in
No.
like
Nah, it's just
23
fun.
years of Pokemon, there's just his dad's not important.
Yeah.
No, they've like never raised
Yeah.
it up.
He-
I
Never
don't
brought
think.
it up.
Oh,
He
yeah,
potentially could have, like, just passed away or something.
Oh,
Who
yeah.
knows?
I was thinking that his dad might be a gym leader later on or something.
Oh, yeah. They do use that plot in other series.
They use it. That's like your dad's the gym leader in.
In Gen 3.
Yeah,
Gen 3.
Sapphire,
With
Ruby,
Mud
Sapphire.
Good old Norman.
With Mudkip.
The Mudkip one.
Yeah.
The one with Mudkip.
I was actually thinking the other day. Actually, no, I got that. I'll bring that up later. Actually.
Okay.
Yeah,
And also,
let's keep this ball rolling.
Okay, another thing when I was really
Or not.
into the Pokemon community, there was. Do you see that? You will see like this like artwork, like the screen of the 3 legendary birds, and
Oh yeah, no,
what
that's
I,
important.
What
yeah.
I assume to be Arcanine, and
It is Arcanine,
Ash
yeah,
says
for sure.
that, and he's like, "Oh, I saw," because referencing the Ho-Oh he saw in the first episode. He goes, "Oh." To the Articuno, he's like, I saw a Pokemon.
He points at Articuno.
Yeah, and he says, I saw that. I
But
saw that.
Ho-Oh is on the wall there.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay.
It's like
It's the 3
Moltres,
birds.
Moltres, Articuno, and Zapdos.
Zapdos, yeah.
And
The one you
You
drew
should know
for us
Zapdos.
earlier.
Yeah.
I know.
yeah. And then there's a dog Pokemon, that is like, I assume Arcanine.
But he's
because-
not a legendary. right?
No, Arcanine isn't a legendary.
Is that
so-
However,
Growlithe?
the thing-
He is classified as the legendary Pokemon.
In the
It is
Pokedex, he is
Oh.
described as legendary Pokemon. Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's
Like how Pikachu
So-
was the electric mouse Pokemon, Arcanine is the legendary Pokemon.
He was probably planned to be one, maybe, and then they didn't later in
I
development.
feel like they might have just
Oh, yeah.
needed something to fill that square. And they were
Yeah,
like,
and
"We've
like
got 3
it's-
That's
birds.
lazy if
What do we
that's the
put?"
truth.
like a dog.
Yeah. But I mean, it could be Reiku, you know, like
Yeah.
who knows? Or-
And then there's a random ass phone call
yeah, this
in a
phone call.
hospital. So a phone call in a hospital, and what does Ash do? He picks it up, like in the middle, like,
Yeah.
like I think it's behind Nurse Joy's desk, and Ash answers the phone, and it's Mr. Professor Oak himself asking if Ash had made it to Viridian City,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and obviously he has.
Oh, can I just take a moment to say like how like weirdly on point they got with like all this technology, like phone video call.
Oh,
voice
definitely.
call
I was going to
technology?
just say, did
Yeah.
video call
No,
exist?
No, this was
it was-
1998.
This was
Really?
completely like made up. Like at
Wow.
most you'd had
I was
like
thinking that.
you'd have like those cell phones, those brick cell phones. There wasn't
Yeah.
like video
Yeah.
calling wasn't like a thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
And like they
Yeah.
just nailed it, like the user interface of it as well, like switched to
Mhm.
video and stuff. It was
Yeah,
just
like
like
just
that's
seeing voice
amazing.
only kind of blew my mind as
Yeah.
well. Like they even
Yeah.
thought that far ahead.
Yeah.
The only like kind of like weird point of the technology is when like Ash points to Articuno and he's like, "Oh, I think I saw that bird," and then Professor Oak like looks up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only like.
Are we like so does Oak have access to like are there like all paintings have like screens behind them and stuff? Is that like a thing? Is that-
I don't know.
Do
I would
all
assume
paintings have screens behind
Yeah.
them?
I would assume like
That's what I
Professor
think.
Oak has access to all the Pokemon centers, but
But why?
if there's
Why?
because
Yeah, it
he's the
seems kinda
Pokemon
creepy.
professor of the. He's like the professor of the
So,
region,
like-
so he's an important
So like
figure.
is Professor Oak like policing everyone? Like he just has cameras everywhere and is like able to like see everything.
That's kind of scary. What if you're just like at like you're starting your shift and then Oak's just like his face just like quickly clicks off because he's just been like spying on you while like
Yeah.
Just-
Is he just like hacking into different cameras?
Yeah.
Like,
Because
how does he see?
he
Anyway,
wanted to contact
this isn't
Ash,
important.
right? So
Yeah.
he just calls like I don't know, like straight after
his
his
mum.
mom. Hmm.
Yeah.
And then
Yep. Let's keep pushing
and
through
then
the
we
episode.
go back to the
He goes back to his room, right, and sleeps.
wait blah, 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 blah. Oh no, then Pikachu comes back out.
Yep.
Doesn't he? He has like a light bulb on his head. This is messed up.
Yes,
actually.
light
Oh,
bulb
yeah.
on his head,
And he
yeah.
has like a wires there, and it looks like
Mm.
he's been electrocuted. Like they've done like
Yeah, it looks really odd.
yeah, it
I
looks like
thought.
kind of like electroshock therapy. If you've ever seen like
Mhm.
photos
Oh,
of that
yeah.
kind
But
of
it's
thing,
fine
yeah.
because he's an electric Pokemon.
I know,
so
but
it's
like
okay.
still like
I like how they just like
It's pretty
plug
jarring.
Pikachu into a light bulb
yeah.
as like a way to.
That's
kinda
like
help
saying, oh, it's a psychic type. It can get a lobotomy. It's fine.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I don't think it's quite the same.
it. Yeah.
It's on the similar vein.
Can I also just
But
say?
anyway.
Can I say I really love the ringtone. The ring phone call.
phone call.
Yeah,
Phone call.
that is a good
That's
ringtone.
so good. I want to get that as my actual ringtone.
You probably could pretty easily.
And also, we've seen like a green Pidgey.
Oh,
Did
that's
anyone-
it,
In
yeah.
the yes, in the
Oh.
in the cuckoo
the
clock.
cuckoo clock.
Yeah.
What's interesting is that it's not the shiny Pidgey.
Mm.
And also around this time, shiny Pokemon was not a thing, because
Yeah.
we were only playing Pokemon on the Game Boy, so there was no color. So I don't know what the decision was to make Pidgey green.
Maybe it's just like
It's just
chuck one
artistic
color on it.
flair.
Maybe, maybe it's the wood choice they had. I don't know.
The
But it was-
intern got into the drawing.
There,
yeah.
so we get
The intern
Pikachu
drew a
back,
Pokemon.
and then we cut to outside, and we see Team Rocket again, and they drop their Pokeballs down on there, and they drop.
Mhm.
They smash through the ceiling.
What's
and
the gas one called?
Coughing.
Coughing and Ekans.
Yeah.
And Coughing just full on gases a Pokemon Center. That's what they do. They gas the whole Poke Center. That's
And-
messed up.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
And-
It's actually a very cool scene.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
I thought.
And then we get the
There's actual
first
stakes.
motto, right?
The first motto. Yes.
Yeah.
Do you guys know it?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, of
Do you want
course,
to? Oh,
yeah.
should we do it? Should we do it?
Okay, who's
Okay,
Do you want to
who?
be Jesse? Do you want to be
Okay.
Jesse or James?
I'll be
Oh.
I'll be Jesse.
I'll be James.
Okay.
Go.
Oliver, you be Meowth.
Okay.
Okay, all right. I better not mess this up. Oh, pressure. To protect the world from devastation,
To unite all peoples within our nation.
to denounce the evils of truth and love,
To extend our reach to the stars above.
Jesse.
James.
That's right.
Wait,
Team Rocket,
Okay,
blast off at the speed
of light.
Oh.
Surrender now or prepare to fight.
Yeah, that's right.
Very, very good.
Good, that was fun.
Good. Like, I can't believe they changed it. After like, but I don't know. Like they changed it later on, like years and years
Okay.
later. But like,
I think they add something in the next.
Well, it's a classic.
episode.
Well, we
So-
get Wobbuffet, we get Chimecho, we get
Yeah.
Mime Jr. all involved at the end as
Yeah.
well.
yeah,
The Wobbuffet adds it to me. I love hearing Wobbuffet right at the end.
Wobbuffet's the one
So
I
good.
remember. I always remember. him being
Wobbuffet
there.
like has been there longer
Wobbuffet.
than has
Yeah.
been like there probably as long as would be like besides the main three. Wobbuffet's been there the longest
Yes,
for
yes.
sure.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
But yeah, we get the first Team Rocket motto, and Team Rocket actually almost doing a good job for once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I
Yeah.
thought. I was like,
It's just like the
because I know their whole thing is they always have plots to like catch Pikachu. That's like their running gag throughout the series.
Mm.
Like, is this the most successful they've ever been?
Well,
'Cause,
and
like,
the plot for this one was that like they kind of just put the Pikachu aside because they
Yeah.
thought the Pikachu
Hmm.
wasn't worthy enough.
Yeah, they didn't
True,
know.
they do say that.
Well, we don't find out until the end of the episode why they start hunting Pikachu. But yeah, they're
also, we
just there
should
for
just-
rare Pokemon.
Should just
True.
dial it back a little bit as well. Before Team Rocket blasts through, there's a power cut too, and then the Pokemon Center goes back,
Yeah.
and it turns out
True.
they have their own source of Pika power
Oh my god!
and have
yeah.
a bunch of little Pikachu's running a generator for them.
And the Pikachus look happy.
Yeah,
they look
yeah,
happy.
They're enjoying
It's
Yeah,
themselves.
but
like-
it's quite a
kinda
horrid
weird.
image.
Yeah, it is. It is very messed up.
They're all walking like
They're just like
So I guess like every Pokemon Center is like backup Pikachu's.
just sitting there waiting
Yeah.
to be used.
Wow.
Yeah. I
Do you
assume
think they
so.
were bred for that purpose, or do you think they snatched them from the woods
Maybe.
and like used them?
Maybe they're just bred for that purpose.
Yeah.
But even then,
Is-
that's like
you know,
this is like
even
Tiger,
then,
you could do like a
that's-
Tiger King episode of
Well, to
Pikachu
be
in
fair,
captivity.
that's clean energy source, so Pokemon's ahead of it on environmental change right there. So good on them.
Yeah.
We
Wow.
should
Actually,
do that
I-
with our electric mouse people.
I did notice that when when Officer Jenny got on her motorbike, there's like a huge puff of like smoke, and I was like,
There's fossil fuels.
Yeah.
Using Kabutops and Almastars for fossils
So-
for fuel.
So once Team Rocket arrive, and the trio and Nurse Joy, they try and email away the rest of the Pokeballs.
yeah, they like they've got so they had the so they do it to what is it Pelta City or whatever it is.
Pewter City.
Pewter
Yeah.
City?
Computer City.
Pewter.
They start teleporting the Pokeballs in a line to there to someone else who looks exactly like Nurse Joy,
Yeah.
and then they just like start and I'm like, this is advanced technology. They had the power to
Yes.
teleport thing. And I'm like, I was like, I wonder if there's like 100% success rate in the Pokemon, or if some Pokeballs are just lost forever, like in the in the
In
thing,
the ether.
in the ether, yeah.
Oh my god.
And so then
is
yeah,
it like the same theory with teleportation that if
Yeah.
you teleport that you destroy your own atoms in yourself and create a completely new clone version of you.
yeah, because you get like broken up
Oh
into
my
like
God.
pieces
Yeah.
and basically reformed is like kind of the idea of it.
Well,
Yeah.
I feel like maybe the Pokeball, maybe like the essence of the Pokemon is digitized and like emailed like through the data, and then the Pokeball itself is like just like teleported. I don't know.
It's the same logic as uploading your Pokemon to the
PC.
PC. And then downloading them basically again when you want to use that Pokemon in like a earlier game.
I have never thought about this, but it makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Wow.
You in the
I've
game
never thought
you
of that
upload
either.
your upload your
your
Pokemon
Pokemon.
to like the cloud
Yeah.
basically, because then this is before a cloud existed, and then you go to another center and download it basically into the Pokeball.
Are they even
never
real?
thought of
Are they
that.
even real creatures then? Are they all just computer creations? Are they like go back to Yu-Gi-Oh again? Are they like just virtual reality?
It's
Oh
hologram.
my gosh. It's like it's
Anyway,
like-
this is
it's so
this is a theory
existential.
we could talk about for hours. Yeah, we'll
Yeah. So they start teleporting, and then Team Rocket breaks in to where they're teleporting all the balls away. So Ash, being trying to be a hero, grabs a Pokeball, someone else's
This is
Pokemon,
funny.
Yeah.
off like basically a conveyor belt, and throws someone's. I think it's a Pidgey
It
first.
is Pidgey. It's
It's
the
a Pidgey.
derpiest Pidgey I've ever seen. Like its
Yeah.
eyes are so small.
Yeah, and then like the Pidgey like freaks out. I think when he sees the Ekans and flies away.
Yeah.
Really
That
funny.
Pidgey
Yeah,
released
it's
the
like
random
such a
person.
Yeah,
That-
he
serious
just
that-
released the random person's Pokeball.
That could have been someone's like only Pokemon that they've had for like 30 years or something ridiculous, and then Ash just threw it away.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ash doesn't care.
And then he
He's a
does the
madman.
same thing with a Rattata,
Rattata. Yeah.
and like they're both just gone forever. I feel
Yeah.
sorry for the
I mean-
owners.
I mean, I'm sure they could catch another one.
I'm
Yeah,
sure
but
you could
it's
buy a
not
new
the-
dog. I'm sure
Yeah,
you can
it's-
get a
it-
new
yeah,
cat.
exactly.
Oh my gosh. And then they have some smack talk,
Oh,
where they have some really good burns on each other. Where Jesse's like, "Yeah, Misty, she's pretty pathetic."
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh,
That is
Oh.
good.
Those burns.
Isn't that when and Misty throws?
Shots
This is
She
the
throws
first
a Goldeen.
this is the first time we
Goldeen
ever seen
out.
Misty use a
Goldeen.
Pokemon.
Why did she think a Goldeen would work?
I think she
it just,
was-
well, because it works in the video games.
it just flops
Doesn't
on
it?
the
That
ground.
actually is true. But like, yeah, she
Works in the games.
knows it doesn't work though, because she says, you know as well as I do, you can't use a water Pokemon out of the sea, like,
Yeah.
not near
Well,
water, which is like
It's
weird.
almost like it was.
I think that's
it was
her
something
covering
just
up.
for the audience. Maybe.
Yeah.
it was
like,
almost
just-
maybe
just,
like a
have a
threat.
rule.
Yeah, but like she's just from my knowledge, she has like a Staryu and a Starmie, I think.
Yeah, because like from
So,
the games,
yeah.
like I know who Misty is, so maybe it's like a threat. Like
What?
so, like they might recognize the fact that this person who's this person has this Pokemon, so like they should back
Yeah.
off maybe.
Maybe.
But then why
I-
wouldn't she throw like one of her more famous Pokemon?
I think it could have been. I think it could have been a mistake, and then she was just like, "Oh yeah, no, I know that I'm not supposed to do that." Just covering up
Yeah, it
for
could have
herself,
been.
you know.
Yeah.
But I think the whole purpose for it, as what Oliver said, was just to kind of teach the audience that like there's gonna be some Pokemon that
Yeah.
is not gonna make sense. On
Yeah.
That's true. That's a good point. Like
Yeah.
it's like kind of paving its own path.
Yeah, and so then so we're getting like
They have like a battle, don't they? Or
No, not yet.
Pikachu.
So
The
right now-
Pikachu horde come in.
So yeah, she recalls her thing, and then they start like coming towards them. Yeah, and then like hundreds of Pikachu, it looks like, come like
All
over
looking
a
very
wall.
happy.
A disgusting amount of
Crazy.
Pikachu.
Like, why is this wall even like not completely like all the way up to the thing as well?
Well, I think it's the desk, Logan.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Oh, I thought it was a wall too.
Yeah, I always thought it was a wall. But are these like backup Pikachu just in case the ones on the backup generator like pass
No,
out
they're
or
the
something?
same.
Or
They're the
can't,
same
like...
Pikachu.
They're the same
right?
Pikachu.
So
they're
why
the
doesn't
same
the power
Pikachu.
go out?
Because
they've-
they would have
they've
built up
charged it
enough
up.
energy.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there's more Pikachu than there were on the conveyor
Okay,
belt.
so this climax actually really confuses me because okay, so Misty's bike is there, which we didn't mention, and it's like upside down.
Well, we're not there yet though.
No, it's
All
oh, yeah.
the Pikachu pile up on top of our Pikachu, and they start like powering him up.
Oh
Even
yeah.
First of
power.
all, and they like electrocute. Then Pikachu comes out and he's able to electrocute them a bit.
Yeah,
more.
yeah, but like Ash starts pedaling on the upside down bicycle to kind of charge the lamp, in the bicycle to kind of shoot light on them, and I was really confused. I was like, is that kind of to focus the electricity from the light source onto them, like,
or is he harnessing?
It was just a charge. It was just a charge.
He's
up
like
the
harnessing. He's harnessing the. So it's like almost like a harnessing like pole for Pikachu, I think maybe as well.
Yeah, so he charged up the light for Pikachu to stand on and take the power from that light to supercharge his Thundershock.
Yeah,
but like, there's not.
There we go.
There wouldn't be like much electricity. Well, I'm thinking about it logically. There.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Well, there was.
It's
you can't
interesting
apply
actually.
logic.
Like in the 2 episodes, Pikachu only is able to do anything because he gets like charged up.
Yeah,
Like in the first episode, he gets charged up when he
these, like,
jumps.
in these first couple of episodes, Pikachu is treated like a rechargeable AA.
Yeah, but like it's almost like the recharging like gives him more power every time.
Yeah.
And like eventually, so like he like charges up and he electrocutes the coughing, and then the coughing like the gas like sparks and the whole place literally blows up.
It blows up.
Yeah.
Yeah, my gosh, it's like they blew like a bomb went off. It's
Yeah.
actually insane.
If there was an
It's like-
explosion that big, like all the surrounding buildings probably would have been affected, and there'd be
Like,
fires and stuff.
Yeah.
Pokemon centers are usually treated like hospitals or like places where people sleep. So there are people like in that building,
Yeah.
and they're just dead now. You know?
Yeah, well,
yeah, literally.
well, they do actually
That's
say afterwards that they got all the Pokemon out at least.
But what about the
That's
people?
good.
Yeah, the people, who knows? Like the Pokemon are fine. And
Man,
this is a
people don't
Oh
matter.
my god.
this is a series
Thankfully,
about
the
Pokemon.
Pidgeys and Rattatas
And then
are fun.
like we see later on, it's just the most funny shot is like Nurse Joy on the computer in the ruins of the Pokemon Center.
Oh, you're talking to her sister. or
Yeah,
her
somehow
twin
they
sister.
still have like Wi-Fi and like
Yeah.
network connections and stuff.
And
5G.
then, so when Team Rocket's running away, that's when they become obsessed and they get the goal that we know they have
Yeah.
of getting the Pikachu.
But they think
Yeah.
that Pikachu single-handedly made that explosion when it was kind of like a mix between coughing, the electricity mixing with coughing's gas. That
Yeah,
was, like,
and like
spread
Ash
everywhere.
charging him up.
Yeah.
And so this is like something that I've watched heaps of Dragon Ball Z and stuff, and Saiyans and stuff always get stronger every time they're defeated.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, is this like Pikachu have some, like, is Pikachu kind of like that as well? Like every time he's like getting like amped up with all this extra power, is he getting like stronger from these powers?
Well, that's how
if you think of
Pokemon
the
battles
rules
work.
of how Pokemon works,
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it's
defeat
like-
a Pokemon in battle, you gain experience points.
you
That's
gain experience,
Yeah.
you battle, you level
Because
up.
like they don't think he's stronger. They say it. They say he has like more evolutionary power
Mm.
than he should have at his current evolution.
I think as well, they in these few episodes they treat Pikachu as like a battery where Pikachu can store like more electricity and stuff.
Mm.
Whereas later on they don't really focus on that charging electricity aspect of it. They do reference it like in Unova where like Pikachu comes against Zekrom and Zekrom kind of like weakens Pikachu somehow by like stunting.
Dennis,
its
you're just
electricity.
saying words. You gotta explain
Okay.
what these mean
Well,
for people.
Okay, in the Unova, this is like later on, but it's not really a spoiler. I guess.
Generation 5.
Yeah, Generation 5 in the
Thank you.
anime to explain why Pikachu is weaker. They have Pikachu
Mhm.
come across Zekrom, which is a legendary Pokemon from that generation, which has power over electricity, and essentially it kind of zaps Pikachu or takes power from Pikachu, so that Pikachu's like power level is like back at like a lower level. So,
Oh,
so I think that's like I think they did that, but like in these first few episodes, Pikachu is just a battery that is like able to kind of
Be charged.
charge up power and stuff, whereas
Mhm.
later on Pikachu becomes more of an able battler. Pikachu becomes more than its electricity, so to
Becomes an
speak.
atomic bomb.
Yeah.
It's I think so then after that they go on their way through to heading towards the Viridian Forest to get to Pewter City.
And then
That's
Yes.
where it ends kind of.
and then we get a little cliffhanger. Ash comes across a Caterpie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny. I wrote this down. So Misty like says she hates bugs. We learn like at that point when they come across a Caterpie, and then she loves fish, right?
Mhm.
So she has like a Golding. She probably likes Magikarps, I bet. And fish like that are kind of the bugs of the sea.
What?
aren't they? Because you've got
I get what you
mammals, you've got
mean.
mammals and stuff in the ocean still. So aren't fish like the bugs of the sea that she
Bugs
like
is-
a fish? A goldine is probably like think about if you come across a goldine and a caterpie, they're probably both just as gross as each other.
Well, the thing is, like, Misty she's a water type enthusiast, so she likes all water types
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, yeah.
So
I'm
you
just-
have even more like weird Pokemon like Staryu and Starmie.
Exactly, and those are probably grosser than this little
Yeah.
caterpie.
But
The way Misty kind of says it, it's as if also
like Misty's a
she says
racist.
she hates bugs. No, it's like as if there actual are bugs that aren't Pokemon.
Yeah.
The way she
well, there
phrases
is, because in the next episode we see a Pokemon eat like a little worm.
Yeah,
Which is
Yeah.
like interesting because the series doesn't touch on that a lot.
Yeah.
So
But yeah,
it's interesting
that's
to
where
hear stuff like that.
ends. Ash kind of jumps in front of Misty and is like, "I'm gonna catch it."
So,
Yeah.
And isn't he throwing a Pokeball?
He has one
I think-
ready to throw,
Yeah.
I think,
Okay.
and that's where it
Yeah.
ends. But that's where episode 2 ends.
next episode is Ash catches a Pokemon.
Yeah, so it kind of tells us what's going to happen.
And so next
Kinda
episode
spoils.
we'll be talking about that, and also the episode after that, the challenge of the samurai.
Yeah, two good. Both are set in Viridian Forest.
Yeah.
and
Both very good
Mhm.
episodes. And then we finish again on the second part of the Pokemon rap.
Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Pokemon Rap. You know what I noticed is this time we were watching them on Netflix. They cut out the "Who's That Pokemon" segments.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So like, when you were watching it on TV, every time there was a commercial break, you'd go like, "Who's that Pokemon?" and then you get like a silhouette of the Pokemon.
Yeah, and then
you
when
come
it came back, it would do it. They
Yeah.
used to just do those for like ads, like just on TV in general. I
Yeah.
think like they used to just be Who's
Oh,
That
yeah.
Pokemon.
I
It
believe
came
for the
back as well. I think when like I got to high school, it's like 6 years ago. I think it got big on Facebook again. Like Who's That Pokemon? Guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I believe on the box set that I own that it is the Who's That Pokemon is in there, but I've also been watching Netflix. But if I switch the box set, I can
You can let us know.
let us know who that Pokemon is.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Cool. That was it.
Yeah, thank
let's
you very
do our
much.
plugs.
Plugs.
Yes.
Do we need to? Okay. Follow Stew Productions on Facebook and Instagram.
Stu.productions.
Stew.productions. There we go.
Follow me on Instagram at dennis.ear.lim, dnnis.eir.lim.
And Denny Limmy on TikTok.
Yeah, that's my
Mm-hmm.
that's my TikTok.
Along with this episode being released as well, you can finally follow our Facebook and Instagram pages as well.
Yeah.
For the
Yeah.
DEXperience, yep, it's DEXperience. I think it's DEXperience.podcast on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah, we're also on Spotify.
And you can also find us. We're on. We've been accepted on more platforms now, like Stitcher and a bunch of Google Podcasts. We're gonna be on iTunes soon, in about a week or so.
Oh, awesome. Cool.
Excellent.
So we can be found where most
Yeah.
podcasts can be found.
And we're also accepting reader questions now. If you have a question, or if you want to comment, or give us
A
feedback.
prompt, maybe.
Yeah.
A challenge
Prompts and
for
stuff.
the other three to try do, or me.
Yeah, if you want to give us a challenge, it's the DEXperiencepodcast@gmail.com, all one word. And
You can also
anything
message us through our Facebook page as well,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah, yeah.
DEXperience, of course. Dex, and it's spelled with 3 capitals, DEX in capitals, and then Experience as normal.
Yeah.
Awesome. I think that's it.
Cool.
Thank you for watching / listening. Have the great rest of your day.
Have a great day.
Or good night.
Love you, people.
Signing off.
Okay.
See ya.
Ciao.